Hello and welcome to the show. This week's FailRace episode, we start with Dog 20 on GTA 5 getting clipped, running around one of the loops as the car is spiraling, twisting, rolling out of control. He manages to gather it all back up, amazingly landing back on the ramp perfectly to, well, carry on. Normally when you get hit on those loops you are done for, but that is very, very well saved indeed. Adamant Agron on GTA 5, driving around in a lowrider. You see, the problem with these cars is that lowriders, curbs and manhole covers do not go that well together. In fact, this one managing to go for a number of rolls, losing both doors, just from the tiniest clip on a fairly normal curb. Dangerous things. Stick Power 78 on Forza 7 has just finished a race when, well, the game starts using the Audi advertising technique. That's a lot of random cars shoved at the screen. And the menus are behind all of this. You can still see/hear they're moving around in those in the background. Amazingly, he manages to get his way to a car select menu, and they're still all there. Still a large... I don't know what's got... I've not seen that one before. Very peculiar. Dat Mudkip on Forza 7 has found another vehicle that can do the bounce around on the suspension technique to get it rolling around in the menu screens. Now, we saw this with a Citroen 2CV, I think it was a couple of episodes ago, but it turns out, yeah, the Ford pickup is one that'll do it as well. However, the Ford pickup will keep on moving as he gets the vehicle moving at a decent kind of rate of speed. As it runs out of the garage, it continues until it runs out of the area. And then it falls off the edge of the world, and then you upgrade the car as it's rolling, as it's spinning. And now that is a very FailRace approved way of upgrading your car. You have to try and fit, let's try and fit upgraded suspension or upgraded brakes while it is violently rolling around in the menus. Sure enough, the frame rate starts to have a few issues. Funnily enough, doing these sort of loops is not exactly what the game was expected to have to be doing with the vehicle, but there we go. They're quite fast as well. It's quite an impressive amount of speed. It doesn't matter what you do with it, it's just going to continue to loop around. Up next with Don on Assetto Corsa. Now, we saw these cones at Laguna claim a Pagani again a couple of episodes ago. Turns out they can claim other vehicles as well. This Escort, for example, has to go one better, actually managing to clip an AI car, I believe, and managing to slightly go through the floor. Turns out these are really dangerous cones. Who knew? Who knew that these cones were quite so dangerous? I mean, the Pagani flip was pretty good, but this one is a way more spectacular flip, and with a little bit of slight sinking through the ground before eventually going to a rest on its roof. LM on Flatout 2 is racing one of the quite crazy circuits as he's trying to make up some time. Cross traffic gets him, however, doesn't really do much. It's I say doesn't do much. It rolls the car. It's like a very, very good roll of the vehicle. Doesn't really do anything though to slow him down. In fact, managing to get an overtake and all of that. A FailRace approved overtake. A FailRace approved overtake indeed. On to a Destiny 2 next with the kind of tank-like vehicle driving through a cave when one of the enemies has, well, had enough of said tank. Decides tank should go for a flight and a bounce off of the wall and a tumble upside down. Up next, Grim Don Albion on Player Unknown Battlegrounds is messing around with his friend in a Jeep when, well, said Jeep has decided physics do not apply. Physics are not needed. We shall fly through the air many times, although it does get stuck upside down. Maybe physics were needed a little bit more for the landing part. I had no idea. Bike versus Jeep does not normally end so well for bike. This time around, Jeep definitely came off an awful lot of... Who knows what's on the terrain around there to cause such issues. Jonathan123 on Ghost Recon Wildlands is... well, messing around a little bit off-road, as you do when you have plenty of scenery to go exploring. Turns out the river is having none of his shenanigans. Nope, you can go... It kind of lets the vehicle a little bit across the river, an unconventional way to get across a river. I mean, a bridge or just, driving through the river is a normal way to go, not cannoned up into the air with 3 or 4 flips for good measure. That annoying Turbo, also on Ghost Recon, has landed his helicopter on a roof of a building, you know, as you do, getting close to his target destination, which is to blow up this, it looks like a SAM turret of some sort. Throws a grenade, doesn't get back into his helicopter quick enough though, because the shockwave from the grenade is enough to send the helicopter, well, 2 spiraling backflips. I'm not sure a paper helicopter was the best idea in terms of vehicles. In terms of modes of transport, a paper helicopter probably not the way to go. Not the way to go at all. And finally, Scythian on Wreckfest is starting a race at a modded circuit. This is a Talladega replica. Now, the AIs have got some problems with this. Well, not really wanting to play at all. Just not doing anything. Now, naturally, whenever there is a strange bug with cars going on, the first thing you do is to, well, drive into it and see what happens. You know, fairly commonplace, and sure enough, that is what this player does. The thing is, when you drive into these guys, they've decided the muscle car shall go to space at great speeds. I think it's up to 600 miles an hour at some point. And it's gone. It's very, very long gone. It's out of there. It is way, way out of there. It turns out maybe driving into that particular weird peculiarity was not such a good idea for the muscle car. I mean, good for this series, but for the muscle car, maybe not quite so much. That, though, is going to be it for this episode. As ever, if you have clips you'd like to submit to this series, you can via our forums. There'll be a link in the description. At the very top of the forums is the FailRace clips and message section, and in there you can find all of the rules and how to submit them. However, that's going to be it from me. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.